Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, where it's all about creating the life you want, the business you want, and making a real difference. Join us in unlocking the code to true success. And now your host, Tony Caliendo, Master Coach with reTHINK Coaching.
Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, episode number 25. I'm Tony Caliendo, Master Coach here at reTHINK Coaching, and I want to welcome you. And as always, thank you for sharing your time with me today. Time is our most valuable gift, and I'm really honored that you chose to spend some time with me. So today, I've been sitting on this for a little while, and I've been trying to figure out how to work this into a podcast because it can just go one of so many different directions. But I think it's really important that we take a moment and figure some things out as we move into 2024 and as you just move forward in your life and your business. So the question that I have been asking of myself a bit lately and of the clients that have the privilege of coaching in our one-on-one partnerships is really to take a step back and spend some time with the question of who are you? And I know that seems really basic and a lot of us are like, well, I know who I am. And I do believe if you were to sit and have to spend some time being truly honest about who you are, there might be some confusion, or there might be a moment when you realize who you are versus who you are public facing or who you are in a forward facing view is not in alignment with who you really are. And I've seen this happen a lot of times. And here's my thoughts and my beliefs. I don't have any research on this to prove it to be one way or the other, true or not. It's just what I believe in my gut. And my gut's usually never wrong, is that I believe social media and influencers have made such an impact on the perception of who we should be and our particular roles as a human being in business and in life. I mean, if you think about it for a minute, I coach primarily real estate professionals across the country and internationally. And I know a lot of it is in my social media feeds because that's who I coach to. And that's where I have a lot of my clients and friends and people that are agents across the country. However, if I really just sit back, and this is what I've done for the past couple of weeks, and just look at the way real estate professionals are presenting themselves, especially the ones who are stating how successful they are, it has a big influence on making you think to yourself, maybe I should be more like them and I should start imitating or mimicking what they're doing because they're having success. And the influence, if you just think about it, influencers, my Lord, just the name alone, right? They're influencing us to either buy a product or to be something or somebody. So whether it's a real estate professional, whether it's how to be a mom, whether it's how to be an entrepreneur, whether it's how to be a person on social media that sells products, whether it is just on you having your best life, there is a lot of data out there that's telling you how you should be if you want to be successful. And I know I've said this before, right? Here we are, all are living our lives. And I will speak for myself. There are many days where it is not my best highlight reel that I'm living. And I have a lot of bloopers in that day or in that week. But most people aren't posting their blooper reels. So here we are comparing our blooper reel to this highlight reel. And I talk about this often, but this is really, really on my heart to talk about this with you today is really get clear on who you are, not who you think you should be. I really, in my heart of hearts, know that when we are not showing up as our true authentic selves and we're not congruent with who our forward-facing person is and our real person, that there is a shift in our energy that is preventing us from being the best version of ourselves. And here's the biggest issue in that. If I am not clear in who I am and I am portraying myself to be somebody else or something different or mimicking someone else, the people that I'm going to attract into my world are not necessarily in alignment with me. They're in alignment with the persona that I am portraying online. And so that to me is the biggest hazard, whether you're a real estate professional, an entrepreneur, a mom, a dad, an uncle, just a person looking to live their best life. I'm just going to ask you for a moment to take a step back and really revisit, who am I? And sit with that until you're crystal clear on exactly who you are. And then I'm going to invite you to take a moment and reflect on your previous post on Facebook, reflect on your marketing messages, really just take a look at how you're showing up forward facing and ask yourself if those two things are in alignment. And I will tell you, it may be shocking to see how far apart the real you is from the forward facing public social media you. And I really would love for those two things to be in alignment, because when they are, that's where and when the magic will happen. I mean, think about it. If you are in a space right now that you're attracting clients that you really are not in alignment with and you're working with but not enjoying, it could be because of the message that you're putting out, and you're going to attract what you put out, right? Energy attracts energy, like begets like. And so it's really something that I think we need to be really careful of in our current world and space of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all of the different places that we can be anybody who we want to be. We can hide behind a text, we can hide behind a message, we can hide behind a DM. And then when it comes time to show up in person, if you are not congruent, the person is that you attracted, a client, is going to sense something is off. And it will not be a smooth engagement, or it will feel very artificial to you the whole way through. Here's what I also know. You can only do that for so long before you finally wear out and it wears you down. I liken it to, if somebody put me in a high level financial job, like a CPA or a CFO of a company. Could I do it? 100%. Will I enjoy it? 100% no, I will not enjoy it, but I can do it. How long can I do it? How long can I sustain putting myself in this space that is not congruent or in alignment with my gifts and my being? It's not going to last long. And I can guarantee you it's not going to be a pleasant journey. I'm not going to enjoy it. And those that I'm impacting on a daily are not going to enjoy being around me or enjoy how I'm showing up. So it's really, really, really a lot the same. So I just really want to invite you to sit with that for a while and spend some time really making sure you are exactly who you want to be. And then spend some time asking yourself, who do I want to attract? So my real estate professionals, it's not just about attracting buyers and sellers. It's about attracting the right people to you. And when you show up in your authentic space, the people out there who resonate with you are going to be attracted to you, and they're going to want to work with you. Those are the people that we want to attract. And the only way we're going to do it is being our authentic selves. Because if you think about it, the people who we're in alignment with, if I'm portraying to be something completely different, I'm most likely repelling those people away from me. So spend some time with the simple question, who am I? And get really clear on it. And spend some time with it in terms of your business and your life. And always keep in mind, I've said this to you a million times, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And this is going to resonate. How you choose to be in your business is going to have an impact on your personal life, and how you choose to be in your personal will affect your business. So sit with this and get really serious about it and get crystal clear. The other thing that I want to talk about today that goes along with this, most of us have a journey ahead of us in terms of business. So unless you're at the end of your career, or you're at a place where you're selling your business and you're going to go, off into the sunset and retire, most of us have a journey ahead of us for the year 2024. And that journey is going to require us to show up in a way, not only being authentic with who am I, because that's the number one step that you need to achieve. But number two is to really get clear with it, because when you're not it messes with your thoughts. And here's what we know, right? Thoughts produce feelings, which generate actions, which create and cause results or lack of results. And so if you've got questions about that, that's the model that I lean into for nearly everything in my life and my business. Go back and listen. I think it's podcast 1 or podcast 2 about your thoughts. So here's what I know. As business owners and human beings, we are living in a time that has a lot of static in it. That's probably the best word I can use for it, but there's a lot of static around us. And you can't help but be impacted by it, whatever job you're in, whatever profession you're in. So for my real estate professionals, we have been in a state like this for nearly 4 years. Pre-pandemic, pandemic, post-pandemic, interest rates, supply, all of that stuff, right? I just call it static. It's just that noise in the background that you constantly hear. If you are committed to your journey in 2024, you're going to have to spend some time being honest with yourself about the thoughts you're having. And so just remember, and I want to review this with you today because it's critical. We have 60,000 thoughts a day, 80% are negative. You've probably heard me say this 100 times, so here it is, the 101st time, and listen and pay attention. Up to 60,000 thoughts a day on average, 80% negative. So that's 48,000 potential negative thoughts a day, and 95% of those are repetitive thoughts. We carry them with us from previous days, weeks, years, whatever. If we truly want to have an amazing year and we are in the space of engaging with the external world, right? I mean, if you're selling homes, you can't do it with just yourself unless you're buying for yourself as an investor. But even then, you're dealing with either a homeowner or an agent on the other side. So we are forced to be in the static. That is going to have an impact on the way you think. So the static is the external circumstance. If you ignore it and you ignore the thought it creates, you're going to ignore the rest of the equation that gets you to results. If I ignore the negative thought of being exposed to that circumstance, it is going to have a tremendous impact on my feelings, my emotions, and more importantly, in this feeling line is your energy. So part of your journey to success in 2024 is to get real with yourself. Who am I? And then the second part is to get real with your thoughts. I have a coach mentor that I adore and respect a lot. And I spent some time over the last 30 days doing a deep dive on my thoughts. Okay, so this is not braggadocious. This is not, oh my gosh, I'm so special. But I'm highly trained in NLP. I'm highly trained in mindset work. I'm highly trained in busting limiting beliefs, blowing up patterns that are no longer serving us, rewriting your story, right? I'm highly, highly, highly trained in this. Yet when I sat down on day one to spend just 10 minutes with my thoughts, I was writing them down, total thought flow for 10 minutes. I got to tell you, I was not far off of the 80% of our thoughts are negative. And so I had to kind of get over myself because I was shocked that the number was like that for someone like me. And again, this is not that I think I'm special. It's just that I have spent a ton of time training and I have an abundant amount of resources and tools to deal with this. I will tell you over the course of a week, things started changing dramatically because there's a whole process, and I'm including this in my 6-week realtor goal and mindset and sprint group coaching program. I'm including this exercise that I did that will have you spend some deep thought with your thoughts. I can tell you over the last 30 days, some things have changed. Really cool things. Some stories that I was holding on to about judgment from other people went away. Energetically changed. Attracted business from places that we haven't had business before, and opportunity in the area that I'm loving spending time in, both one-on-one and group coaching. So it works. So all I want to say is if you are planning on having your best year yet, not best year ever, your best year yet, go and listen to the podcast on thoughts. And if you want to do a deep dive, come join me in our 6-week mindset sprint. Okay. It's a goal and mindset sprint combined together. We take 6 weeks where we really focus on our thoughts, our beliefs. We level up our minds, we level up our business, and we have significant breakthroughs all around a goal that you have set for yourself. So the goal can be anything, but this is a way to clear the static out of the way. And when you immerse yourself in the static, because most businesses, real estate professionals especially, are in the static a lot with other agents, clients, vendors, lenders, appraisers, we're in the static a lot. This will help you clear the path to success. So get real, get right with who you are. Number one, spend some time with that. Number two, really spend some time with your thoughts and work the model. The external thing, the circumstance that happens creates a thought, which you know how I feel about thoughts. It's just a story or a sentence that the brain has created to may have it make sense to you so you can process it. That produces a feeling or an emotion. And because of that feeling and emotion, it generates an energy. Okay. And then that is going to generate whether we take or don't take action, or we take half-assed action. Okay. That is our feelings, emotions, and energies impact that. And then ultimately, the actions that we take or don't take cause our results. It's that simple and it's that powerful. So that is the model to really spend some time with your thoughts on. Again, I go into it a little bit deeper in module in podcast 1 and really go into it deep in our 6-week program. And I'll put the link to it, but you can find it on our website, rethinkcoaching.com, in our group programs. It's the 6-week sprint. And it doesn't matter if you're a real estate professional, if you're an entrepreneur, or if you're just someone that wants to live and lead a great life. The program is great for you as well. And it helps you clean through the muck. Okay. So I always think that a lot of times it's like a pool cleaner. A lot of times we pay attention to the surface and we get the leaves out of the pool and we get branches that have fallen into the pool out. But the deep clean happens on the bottom of the pool. And that's what we need to do with your thoughts to get you to your goal in 2024. Listen, I don't know what's going to happen in 2024. I'm betting on it being a great year. I'm setting my intention on it to be a great year. But here is what I know. It's an election year. It is a year of change. It's a year of risk. It's a year of leadership, one side doing whatever they can do to maintain their space, and the other side doing whatever they can do to show the weaknesses and take over that space. So 2024 is going to be filled with a lot of static. And I want you to have the best year possible, or the best year you've experienced yet. And these two things, crystal clear on who you are and spending some time with your thoughts, really spending time with your thoughts and understanding that every result that you have received in life or you have earned in your life in business is a direct result of a thought. It's that simple. If you've got questions, go back, listen to podcast number 1 about your thoughts. It's really, really, really important. And then spend some time on these 2 exercises. Who am I? And my thoughts, and really pay attention to them throughout the day. I will tell you, for me, when I did this exercise, I did it in the very early morning hours of just waking up. So I would spend maybe 15, 20 minutes awake having my first cup of coffee, maybe 30 minutes, depending if I had a second cup. And then I would go in and do the work. And it was when my brain was coming out of really an unconscious state, sleep, into a conscious. And I think that was when I was most honest, and the thoughts were there. The most negative thoughts were there at that time. So spend some time with your thoughts in the early hours. For me, that was 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning. So it's still dark out. It's still quiet out. And it was one of the best things I have done in a long time as a client, as a human being. So if you want more information on that, reach out to me. I'm going to post a video and put the link in my profile on my Instagram that talks about this model, thoughts, feelings, actions, results in a little bit greater detail. But if you want the full meal deal, come join me in the 6-week program. And information is available at rethinkcoaching.com. Go to the group programs. It's the 6-week sprint. There's always a course that rolls every 2 weeks. So join the one that works for your schedule. I will say this, the sooner the better, because it's 6 weeks. It's 6 weeks. It's not magic to happen overnight after module 1. It's 6 weeks. So come and join me. As always, if you've got a specific question or you're really stuck on something and you just want some private help, reach out to me, Tony at rethinkcoaching.com. I'm really, really honored when somebody reaches out and just says, hey, I need help. Or go to my profile in Instagram, Tony M. like Martin Caliendo. And there's Linktree. Click on that. And then on that link, there is a space for you to book a time slot on my calendar. And it's free. It's free. So if you need something that's personal or very specific and you want to have a conversation, please just reach out to me. Happy to help you out. So, all right, team, as we wrap up, think about this over the next 7 days. Get crystal clear on who you are. This is not a 5-minute exercise. Give this some time, give it some days. Sit with it once you figure out who you are. Sit with that, revisit it throughout the week, and just really make sure you're clear and it's obvious to you of who you are. And then see if your marketing information needs to line up with that to attract the people that you really want to attract. And then step number 2 is spend some time with, I call it the thought flow model. It's not my model. It's been around forever, but it has always worked. And it is circumstance, thoughts, feelings, actions, and results. All right, team, go make it a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, you must come check out the Mindset Architect Group Coaching Program. It's our monthly program where we explore the power of your mindset, help you identify what you truly want in business and life, and then help you reach those goals. Come check us out at rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. That's rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. We'll see you there.